Welcome to the Morale Booster Network, a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. I remain your host, Dr. John Ugulu. I am an author, speaker, and strategist. I always say experience is the best teacher. You can stream or download this podcast from YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Google Podcast, Player FM, and Pandora. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome to the Morale Booster Podcast. I am Dr. John Ugulu, your host. And in today's season of From Idea to Impact, we will be navigating the journey of an author. We will dive deep into the creative process, the challenges, and triumphs that come with bringing a book to life. In this episode, we are thrilled to welcome our guest, Dr. Lena Payton Webb. Lena is an author, and if you are just joining us for the very first time, I want to say welcome to you. And I want to encourage you to please like and share this broadcast. And here's the reason why. Because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear the message that we will be sharing today. So if you are based in the United States, this is Thanksgiving week. I want to say happy Thanksgiving. It's an opportunity for every one of us to be grateful, even if not for anything, but for the gift of life. Because so many people went to bed last night having plans for today. And unfortunately, some couldn't see daylight. But guess what? You can hear me speak right now because you are one of those lucky people who is blessed with the gift of life. It doesn't matter what your current situation is. Always remember that no matter how bad you think your situation is, your current situation is someone else's prayer point. So thank you. Now, our guest for today is based in the United States. She lives in Alabama. Her name is Dr. Lena Payton Webb. She is a prominent figure in art and publishing, leads Blu Impressions Designs and Publishings. That's the name of her business. Her 30 years career is dedicated to helping authors, coaches, and consultants to monetize their skills through artistic media like custom coloring books and self-help books. Now, with over 3 decades as a certified graphic designer, a digital artist, an author, a coach, and also a motivational speaker, Lena guides many towards their publishing dream to add them an additional source of income. Lena's work has been featured in Disrupt Weekly, Woman to Woman magazine, and recognized by CBS, Fox News, and NBC News for her unique artistic and publishing expertise. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want you to join me as I welcome this great woman. This woman who adds value to people and who's also going to add value to you wherever you are right now. No other person but Dr. Lena Webb. Lena, thank you so much for joining us on the Morale Booster.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. John, for having me. How are you today?
I am blessed and highly favored. And in fact, I am overjoyed to have you here because it's not easy to have someone as busy as yourself take time out of your schedule to come on here and share words of wisdom to people you don't even know. You know, it speaks volume of you, and I appreciate you for that.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Great, great, great. So, to everyone listening right now, Dr. Lena is the author of Coloring Outside the Lines in Business and in Life. Coloring coloring outside the lines in business and in life. So, Doc, can you please tell us where can people get this book?
Yes.
Where can
So
they
great
purchase
question.
it?
Yes. So you can get the book itself from my website, and that you will go to pages to profits.com. So it's pages with the STO, profits with a S.com. So there you'll get a free ebook as well as the opportunity to purchase this book as well, which is a valuable resource to almost anybody that reads it.
Okay, so could you please say the website one more time so that those who are listening can get it and
Yes.
go there?
Yep. Pages to profits, PagesToProfits.com.
Awesome, great. So if you're listening to us, go to her website now, pages to profit.com. There you
Yeah.
can find her books. So how many books have you published in total for
Oh,
yourself?
for myself, over 20 books myself, and they're from a different, array of different type of books, all self-help books. Some being self-help books, some being custom coloring books, some being custom journals. So a little variety of books we have.
Oh, great. Thank you. Now, there's so many people out there who do not believe that they can, in their wildest dreams, become authors.
Mm.
Were you ever in that situation in your life?
So well, in my dreams, I had never imagined that I would become an author. Although, and even though my parents both were authors, in their own right, and I had seen it, that journey and what it looked like. But for myself, I did not envision that that would be the path for me.
Okay, yes, that's just like that's basically like majority of the authors.
Yes,
It became something that was activated as a result of a previous action they took and things like that. So
yes,
that's good. It's good to know for someone like you who now has over 20 published books. It's going to be a great story for others who are aspiring to know that, okay, this lady, she never put it as part of her plan that she would become an author, but right
yeah.
now she's an author of 20 books. So let's talk about, could you please share with us what inspired you or activated that part of you? Was there an incident that occurred that triggered that? Please share with us.
Yeah, for sure. So, thank you for the question. The event that caused me to realize my calling, which was to be where I am now, happened some time ago. So, I was a graphic designer by trade, so I've always done some type of work, in that industry. But I had joined the military. So I was in the military, did like over 20 years. While I was in, I was still doing graphics on the side, but I end up with leukemia. So that by itself was a battle. But the treatment from the leukemia treatment took my eyesight. So with that, yeah, so with that, I lost my ability to be creative, to do the things that I love to do in life. Not only was I not worried about what I was going to do as far as, taking care of myself, taking care of my family, but now I was worried about what was life going to look like, right? What was it going to look like for me? So I become depressed, distraught, all the things you could possibly think of. I felt it and experienced it. But in that process, with losing my eyesight, I was legally blind for 4 years. But the thing that kind of helped me and saved me was a coloring book. At a particular point, they got it to the point where I could see just the mustard seed of light, just the mustard seed of light. And I would use that little speck of light that I could see to use a coloring book to retrain my eyes. So I've developed this deep passion for coloring books. I would use them to help recover my eyes over a period of time. Then I would use journaling to help me write about the ordeal, to help recover from the mental aspect of that. And then one day the good Lord said, well, you use these tools that I've given you to help heal yourself, now you can heal other people. So using the gifts and the talents that I had, being able to create my own, I would then help other people to create theirs. So that's kind of how I end up shifting from just loving the aspect of having a coloring book and using it to being able to bless other people with the same tools that I use to help me not just physically but mentally from some traumatic experiences.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. And I want to say, man, you have been through a lot, and
Yeah.
I don't even know. So sorry to hear about all you've been through. You know, the leukemia, the loss of sight, and it hurts. But how do you feel? How are you? Let me
Oh
ask
man,
you. Let's get away
listen,
from the podcast
today
question.
I am phenomenal. That was some time ago. And people usually have that response, well, I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. But it happened for me, right? It happened for me to realize that I wasn't doing the thing that I was called to do. It happened for me to realize that I have these things, these gifts, these talents that I can use, not just for myself, but for other people. And that's where I kind of thrive at today, being able to help people to take their let them know that their words and their experiences have meaning and somebody's waiting on them, right? And to put it into a book to be able to help the masses is the gift that keeps giving. So I'm delighted to be able to share with people in that aspect today.
Awesome. That's great to know. I love that spirit. You see that, that's why our program brings so much value, because by the grace of God, we've been able to, you know, gain access to great people like yourself, people who have turned their pain into purpose, and that's
Hmm.
what it's all about. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate you, appreciate your strength, and thank you for serving. Are you still in the military?
No, I retired after 21 years, 11 months, and 7 days.
Oh, that's awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you for serving. And
You're welcome. Thank you.
you're still serving, but in a
Oh yeah,
different
just in a
capacity.
different capacity. Yes.
That's it. You're still serving. I like that. And that's how life should be.
That's right. That's
What
right.
you're doing right now, you can consider that as a book publishing ministry.
Yeah, it is. It
Yes,
is.
that's
It's,
it.
it's a different type, right? So
Hmm.
it allows the work that I do allows other people to be able to expand their reach. So we make the gift for you, you take it and you're able to serve those that you're called to serve in whatever capacity that looks like. So
I love that.
we pride
Thank
ourselves
you.
on creating books with purpose, right? So any book that we create has to have a purpose. So we don't do, not that there's wrong with, some of the other types of industries, but our niche is specifically self-help for a reason because they have purpose to them.
And I respect that. That's
Yeah.
it. Like my podcast. My podcast, we try to only bring things and people that can add value to our audience,
Mhm.
just like the name implies, the morale booster. So we have a niche. It's all about coaching and mentoring people. If it's not relating to that, we're not interested. There's so many others out there. So niching down is one of the key things. And to
Yeah.
all those who are listening to us right now, I believe you just learned something. It could cost thousands of dollars to get this information she just shared with you. Niching down, having a niche, focusing on what the areas you feel you can bring value to. So thank you so much for sharing that. Now, just for that aspiring author who's listening to us right now, I believe you went through or you experienced some challenges at the initial stage when working on your very first book. Could you please share with us what major challenges you experienced and how you were able to overcome them as a brand new author?
So I would say the one of the biggest challenges, probably for any author, seasoned or whatever, I would say is just get it in your own way. Sometimes we may think that uh, what would make my book so special, right? Or why would somebody want to read my book? Or why should I even write a book? You know, maybe it should just continue to be in my journal or my diary or whatever. But the fear of sharing, you know, a piece of you with the world is makes you vulnerable. It is not easy to be an author. It is not, right? Because now you're exposing a piece of you to the world. It's like in black and white. People can pick it up and hold you to it, right? So it's not an easy journey, but it is such a well worth journey. Somebody can be inspired by what you have to say. Someone can learn from the experience that you have, right? And I think sometimes we kind of second guess that.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. And uh, is it okay? Is it safe to say you are a one-stop shop for people who want to bring their book ideas to life? Is
Yes,
it safe to say that?
it is. It is. So we can help, you know, most of our clients, we're able to help them go from concept to creation, even if they don't know what that experience they want to share, they don't know what they should share, or how much or where to start. We can help them navigate that and bring it to life. So, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I'm very sure that our listeners have heard that. So
Yeah,
if you're looking for a one-stop shop for bringing your book idea to life, yes, even when you think you do not have a story, that's why I asked her the question if it's safe, and she confirmed. Even when you think you do not have a story to put in a book, trust me, that's because you have not developed to the level of understanding how it works. You know, they say information is power.
it
And
is.
when you meet someone like Dr. Webb, you will be so amazed at the tons of stories that your life has that can be turned
Right.
into a book. Is that correct?
That is correct. And a lot of people that they think that there's only one way to have a book, right? They think maybe it has to be a novel or something like that. It can be something creative, right? For me, it was the custom coloring books because that's what resonated with me. And when people think sometimes of coloring books, they think of child, you know, a child or something like that. But it's not. It can be something for an adult. So we can think outside the box and make it something creative, something engaging, something fun. So it just really depends on your story and those that your book is going to be called to serve. So we can make something as unique as you because it should be.
Yes, it should be. It should be. Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. I love that. And I believe you have just blessed someone out there right now.
Yeah.
And we don't even know where that person is, but I know that person is listening to us. And yes, you who's listening to us, the only difference between you and the people who do not achieve things is you have the opportunity to take action now, not just ordinary action. You have the opportunity to take positive action because
Yeah.
you have the source. You're listening to the source right now. Yeah, but you can choose. That's why we have willpower. Willpower helps you decide whether you should do something or not. So you have the willpower to decide if you're going to take action right now or if you just still want to keep doubting yourself. The choice is yours. Willpower. And that's what separates us. That's what differentiates us, human beings, from other living things. We have willpower to act, and with the willpower, we can create the life that we want. But the other living things, they don't have that willpower. That's why we can dominate them. That's why God say, "Hey, I put you in charge. I'm going to bless you with one thing and willpower over them." So you have the willpower to decide this moment if that book idea you've been nurturing would come to life or not. Is that correct, Doc?
That is correct. And that willpower is something powerful, right? So it's a gift that we should use, you know, for sure. For sure.
Yes, thank you so much for contributing to that. Now, I've got another question for you. What role do you think community or feedback from readers and other writers has played in your development as an author?
So the role of feedback from other readers, to me, kind of helps navigate. If the reader is my ideal audience, right, then it makes a difference to me. If it's not, then the book wasn't for them, right? So I try not to
So
take it personal, right? So if they're not the ideal audience for the book that I created, then maybe it's something else, and that's okay. So as an author, I have to be fine with maybe my book was not for them. Maybe it's for their neighbor. Maybe it's for their brother. Maybe it's for their child or someone else, and that's okay. Sometimes authors write a book, and we think everybody's supposed to have the book. I tell them to think of it like this: everybody shouldn't have access to you, your gifts or your talents or whatever it is you're called here to do, right? Those things should be held close to you. So sometimes we have to keep that in mind, that maybe the thing I wrote isn't for that person, but the people that are in alignment with what you have to offer, they will latch on to you, and then they are the community that you want to nurture. They are the community that you want the feedback from. So yeah, they are very important to us, long as they're the ones that the book is intended for.
yes, I love that. That's a great philosophy. And to you who's listening to us right now, basically what she's telling you is your message will not be for everybody.
That's right.
Your gift will not be for everybody, but definitely your gift is not for you. Your gift is for someone else,
That's right.
right? Someone else's gift is for you who's listening. So that's how it is. So we're meant to release the gift to bless others, but it doesn't mean you will bless everybody. You will definitely have a domain. You will have a domain, and that domain is where your gift would really make an impact. Anywhere outside of your domain, it might not resonate with them. So don't
And
worry
that's
when the
okay. That's
feedbacks, yes,
right. And
yes. So
that's
don't
okay.
worry when the feedbacks, yes, when the feedbacks don't go in your favor, So thank you so much for reminding us about that. And now um let's talk about your work because you're doing a great thing. Um do you work with both men and women, or do you focus on women, just women?
So I have the opportunity to work with both men and women. So it's a very, how can I put it? It's a beautiful thing, right? To be able to see men and women in the same space doing the same thing. Although we do it differently, it's really good. It's a really good thing. So we work with both men and women.
Okay, that's great to know. Yeah, because it's best for us to let the people know, since you are a one-stop shop. It will be a great thing for the man. Too many men are too busy these days, or too many men think they are too busy to do a lot of things. So the women have stepped up so well.
It's surprisingly, the men that I work with, they are, I mean, they're really go getters, right? So they believe in what they have to offer, and they really put their they really put everything into it. So and I love that. I love to see the men step up and put their words into action with their book. So it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
It is, it is. Thank you so much for all you do. So, for those who are still trying to comprehend what the importance of publishing a book is, I'll be so happy to share this with you. And I want you to, I'll also seek your own contribution, Dr. Webb. A book is a legacy that will certainly outlive you. A book is a legacy that can add value to people even while your time on earth has expired. Now, it's okay to own properties. People just believe having real estate is the only form of legacy. But I typically try to remind people that legacy is not necessarily what you leave behind for people, but it's what you leave behind in people.
Mm,
So when you leave a real estate property behind when your time is up on earth, there's a high possibility that the property would need maintenance, it would dilapidate. There's a high possibility that the people you're leaving the legacy for might not be interested in it, and it can go bad. But the books remain, because when you publish them, you're putting these books with publishing companies that have a process, that have systems,
Mhm.
So when you are able to leave a great book and create a community that needs that book, then it's a great legacy. Is that correct, Dr. Webb?
Oh man, you are spot on with that. A book is more than just a book, right? So some people are, it's just a book. No, that book has either someone's expertise in it, someone's experience in it, and if you think about it, most people right now, we go to computer or go to the internet and we're looking for information all the time. Information is power, right? As we know. So the information you're able to put into a book and leave to share with other people, that information will be here for a lifetime, way longer than we are. Even, for example, even if you were saying that, I told you originally my dad was an author. My dad has been gone for over 15 years. He's been gone for 15 years, but this is one of his books. It's still here, right? His words are still here. This will be here. I mean, he's been gone, but his words are still, impact is still here. His beliefs, his teaching, his expertise is still here. So it'll be here after I'm gone. So he'll still be here after I'm gone. His legacy through these words and his ideas, his experiences, those things can't be replaced with time. Even today, we sent out an email to people about Black Friday. They're rushing out to get these things that's going to be here. They probably come next Black Friday, they probably won't even remember what they bought, right? But if you leave a legacy with your words or in a book, that will be here for all the Black Fridays after this, right? So a book is something that just keeps giving, and then you don't know who's waiting on it. You don't know how many lives will be impacted by the things that you will put in a book. You don't know how many people are probably waiting on that experience. That thing I'll tell people this. What is that thing that you experienced in your life and you said, I never want anybody to have to go through that themselves? You've already passed that test, right? You've went through that challenge. You've passed the test. Now you can help somebody else with it. And sometimes we think that, well, maybe I shouldn't profit from that, or maybe I shouldn't share that. Why not? We didn't go through that test or that trial just to go through it. We went through that, so now we can share that with somebody else. One, to show them that what glory is out of whatever it is that you're going through, but two, to show them some steps, maybe some strategies on how you made it through that, so now that they know that they can make it through that too. So I would say just consider sharing your stories with other people, sharing your gifts, your talents, your expertise, and be a gift to the world. Share the things that we're called to share and be of value, for sure.
Right. Thank you so much. That's powerful. Now, what you just said resonates with me. And look, there is a particular set of people that I want to pay attention. In fact, you need to listen to the replay of what she said. Why? Because I know a few people who would say, because they paid a heavy price to go through something,
Mm-hmm.
anyone going through that same thing has to pay that same heavy price, so they know the value. That message is for you. If you who's listening to us right now, if you are of that mindset that because you paid a heavy price, you went through a lot to acquire what you acquired or what you have right now, it doesn't matter what it is, be it your educational degree, your properties, it doesn't matter. It's not okay for you to insist that others must go through that tough, stringent, rigorous, stressful path that you have been through. So if you, now that you have overcome, if you have an easy way to help people go through that path, this is your time to put in a book. This is your time to write a book. It's not okay to make people go through hardship that you have been through. Is that correct, ma'am?
That is so correct. I mean, I think it's unknowingly being selfish, right? We don't do it intentionally, right? But now that we know better, we can do better. So if you know that you have a gift that can help somebody else, why not? Why not? That's what God has called us to do, to help fellow man. So why wouldn't we do that? So now that we know we should do that, let's do it.
Let's do it. Put it in a book. You have a
Yes,
story. Don't ever think you
yes,
don't have a story. You do have a story.
that's right.
Trust me.
That's right.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing, ma'am. So yeah, I really do appreciate you. I know somebody from somewhere has been blessed with this interview. And before I let you go today, I typically ask my guests to pour into those who are listening words of wisdom, words of encouragement. Right now, the level of depression globally is at its peak. The level of anxiety globally is so high. The level of hunger and the level of domestic violence right now worldwide is so high. People are stressed out. I know you are not a counselor, but now I want you to, for a minute, speak to that man or that woman who is going through the lowest of the lowest of the lowest of their life right now. And they think that they cannot overcome that situation. They feel that being at that point in their life, they cannot get out of it. They've lost hope completely. So I want you to, for 1 minute, please, just share some
Ooh.
words of encouragement.
Oh, Dr. John, let me tell you. So to that person, that man, that woman, I've been there, right? So I've been at the place where I thought that tomorrow was not going to be any better than today. So why am I even here, right? I've been there, but I can rest assure you this, that this hour will pass, that this will pass, that this season that you're in is happening for a reason. It's a reason. It's part of your journey to be shared with somebody else, because somebody else is going to possibly go through the same thing. So now that you're in it, right, pay attention to how you're going to make it through it, so that then later on you can share it with other people, right, and you can help somebody else. This life is not meant for us to journey it alone, right? So take this experience, the things that you're going through, package it up, hold on to it, and then just mark the date. Guess what? This time next year, you'll look at it in a different way and possibly be able to help somebody else through the same thing.
Yes, thank you so much. You see, I have a strategy that I use to overcome stress and challenging times. I'll say same time next year. It's not going to be the same.
Right?
I
It's not going
love
to be the
that.
same. It's not going to be the
Yes,
same.
it's not going to be the same. And I hope someone out there taps into that strategy. It works for me. I have been using that strategy for decades.
Yeah, yeah,
So I hardly worry over things because of that strategy. I
yeah.
always tell
It's just a
myself,
season.
same time
It's
next
just
year.
a
Yeah.
season. It's just a season.
Yes. Thank you so much for blessing somebody with that. And I hope when next I invite you to come on my program, you will be willing to come and share some more wisdom to our audience.
Yes, my pleasure.
Uh, Awesome. Great. So thank you, everybody. I always say whatever has a beginning always has an end. It doesn't matter. Even your good times right now, there will surely be bad times at some point. Sometimes we don't like to say it, but that's how it is. There's always a start, a finish, a good or bad, illness and health, good health, like that. So the same thing has happened on this program right now. We're about to bring it to a close. And I want to let you all know that we are excited to share some amazing ways for you to stay connected with our mission and continue to grow together, whether through donations, inspirational resources, or becoming a part of our community. Your support and engagement means the world to us. Now, here's how you can get involved with what we do. Number one is you can support our mission and help us continue uplifting lives by making a donation. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and whatever donations you make today are tax deductible. So your generosity allows us to keep spreading hope and positivity. So when next you're thinking of making a donation to a nonprofit organization, we hope that you choose us. We hope that you support us by visiting our website, www.johnugulu.com. It's www.john NUGHULU.com. When you log in, click on donate and it will take you to our donation page. All right. Secondly, if you're looking for some inspiration, you can check out our collection of inspirational books that are designed to motivate and encourage you on your journey. You can also get the books from the website we just talked about, johnuhulu.com. And thirdly, you can also tune into our latest episodes of the podcast where we share powerful messages of hope, resilience, and personal growth. Listen now and let the words in these podcasts lift your spirit. And lastly, you can become a part of our growing community for just $10 a month, a community where we uplift and inspire one another every day. Now, if you subscribe today, you would receive exclusive content, daily motivation, and access to special events. And guess what? You would also have the opportunity of being nominated for several awards. Yes, several awards, big awards. Yes. So thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Together, we can continue to make a lasting impact and spread positivity in all we do. Now, I don't know where you're listening to me from right now. I know we are on over 20 platforms, different parts of the world. I don't know where you're listening from. I don't even know what you know about yourself. Yes, you who's listening to me. I don't know what you know about yourself. Neither do I know what the people around you know about you. But here is one thing that I, John, know about you. I know for sure that you have greatness within you. I know you have everything within you to help you transition from where you are to where you want to be. I also know that you have all it takes to become a better version of yourself. And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Stay blessed and bye for now. Thank you all.